Tip number 3 to working from home. Get a routine. Things just got a lot tougher for routine here in the UK, and I guess everywhere really. Boys' schools cancelled. My buddy didn't know in Portugal just been put under lockdown for everything other than essential shopping. The cancellation of the schools, inevitable really in the UK. The way it's been handled, in my opinion, pretty poorly in terms of the support that our amazing teachers have received until now. Very little support or guidance, unfortunately, even though they really were on the front line, but that's what it is. The cancellation of exams as well, GCSEs and A-levels, a little bit cruel in the way it's been done, in that they cancelled it without giving any options or certainty about what would happen. Many boys and girls, like my eldest, Morgan, studied incredibly hard for those exams, and they've had that taken away from them with little or no warning. The ability to sit through those exams, get them done, go through the rites of passage we went through has been taken away. And that's not the worst thing compared to what's happening in the world, but I think that right now we need to really take care of our young people and be mindful that they're going to need some extra support in the coming days. That extra support for our kids will of course mean a different working from home routine for a while. My wife and I are lucky enough to have each other, to be able to support each other through this. But please bear in mind, those parents who are on their own with younger children, it's going to be a real struggle. So we need to pull together to make sure that we can help people in that scenario. And also our employers will be flexible and be aware that there will be dogs, children in the background, extra noise as we get through this period. Our local community here in Williston is really pulling together to look after the elderly and those self-isolating. But we also now need to think about putting together and looking after our young people as well. Their mental health and well-being in this time is super important, and we'll need to adjust all of our routines. Now the boys are home from school and often their friends. The dining room table's getting a lot busier. The Wi-Fi's taking a hit and the fridge is getting emptier, which is probably a good thing for me. The boys actually really miss school and they miss the routine, going to their favourite classes and socialising with their friends. So the important thing now is that we work together to put a routine in place to make sure that the weekdays feel like working weekdays and the weekends are fun with their friends. As well as classwork, that structure also involves some Xbox time for the kids. They socialise more in that ecosystem. It includes getting out, building ramps on the street to play on their skateboards and scooters, includes getting over and playing rugby or football or softball in the local fields and getting some fresh air and having a bit of fun. So it does mean every now and then, I might be outside, stood in the rain on a call with the wind whistling by, but we have to accept it. It's the new reality at the moment. We have to be flexible. When the kids are not working from home, me, Elvis, Lee, George and Tom usually get into a bit of a routine. It starts with a good old cup of tea at 8 in the morning. I sometimes start work at sort of 8 or 7:30 in the morning, as typically the kids have gone to school or on their way to school. And, it gives me a bit more time in the middle of the day if I need to take a longer break. I also work a lot with North America, so that can sort of go into the evening, sort of 6, 7, 8, sometimes 9 o'clock. So having that flexibility to take time off in the middle of the day, take a longer walk, do some activities, make some bread is really important to me. Just like in work, I tend to take a lot of tea and coffee breaks to break the day up. Also, spend time with these Egypts. Super important, take breaks. Take a proper lunch break, a bit longer if you need to, if you've started earlier or finished later. Speak to neighbours if you can. Walk the other dog to the local shop if you're allowed to. The new reality is that routine of working from home, coupled with flexibility, personal flexibility and flexibility from our employers and neighbours and community are super important to ensuring we stay healthy and happy and productive. So tip number 3, get in a routine, stay flexible, be happy. Diolch.